So our last finals review video is on Chapter 9, Part 2, where we did all the types of solving. So solving with square roots, solving with quadratic formula, solving with factoring, and solving using your calculator. There's also completing the square, but that's not on here. All right, so number 1, solve by square roots. You need to draw the wall and isolate first. So we're going to add 14 to both sides. And then you have negative 4 times x plus 7 squared equals negative 8. And then no distributing. You got to divide by negative 4 next. So these cancel, and we're at x plus 7 squared equals 2. And then once you guys have something squared equals a number, we square root both sides because that will cancel out the square. And now we're at x plus 7 equals, now plus or minus, the square root of 2 is 1.41. And then one more step, minus 7 from both sides. And let's get our 2 answers. So remember, we have to do this twice now. We have to do the positive version of 1.41 minus 7. And then we have to do the negative version, negative 1.41 minus 7. So those are our 2 answers. So negative 5.59 and negative 8.41. Okay, so that's solving by square roots. Some are much easier than that, actually. All right, quadratic formula is the story about the boy. So x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. And all you guys have to do is plug stuff in. So let's just do it straight in the calculator. So make your fraction. Okay, negative b would be negative 14. Let's do the plus square root b squared, so 14 squared, subtract 4 times a is 1 times c is 62 all over 2 times a, which was 1. Uh-oh. Okay, so this one actually has no solution. Okay, not the greatest problem to have on a review video, but yeah, no solution. If it did, you would have done it twice, once with the plus and once with the minus. But this one, no solution. Another reminder, if your b is negative, make sure you put it in parentheses when you square it. And if c is negative, make sure you put it in for c. All right, completing the square. Find c that makes this a perfect square. So to find c, remember there's a formula. It's b divided by 2 squared. So what's 6 divided by 2? That's 3, and 3 squared is 9. So c would be 9. Okay, solve by factoring. It depends on what type it is. This one, remember you always want to get it equal to 0 first. So I'm going to draw the wall and subtract the 12x over here. So we have 4x squared minus 12x equals 0. And then this one, they both have common factors. So I'm going to divide out a GCF of 4x. And if I divide that out, I'm left with 1x minus 3. And then, very easily, we can get our 2 solutions. So we take this one and set it equal to 0. And we take this one and set it equal to 0. So 0 divided by 4 gives us a solution of 0. And then this one we add 3, so we get the opposite of positive 3. So that's solving by factoring. And then solving on your graphing calculator, we're just going to type it into y equals and find the zeros. So 3x squared plus 2x minus 7, hit graph. And it looks like we have 2 zeros here. 1, 2. So it's second trace, option number 2, because we're finding the zeros. And this is the one where you guys have to go a little to the left of one and hit enter. And then you go a little to the right of it and hit enter twice. Don't go too far. So the first one is negative 1.9 comma 0. And then you do it all over again for this one. So second trace, option 2. Let's get our blinker a little to the left, hit enter once, and then a little to the right, hit enter twice. And this one is at 1.2 comma 0. Oh, sorry. So the only one we didn't practice was completing the square, but you'll see that in the review guide, so we can practice it then. All right, thanks for watching the solving review.